Rufus! Well, the mozzies are coming out in force now, so I'm going to go back in. Just want to take the dogs for one last fling. Well, it's nearly time to get up. Just coming up to 5:30 in the morning. And it's Friday the 21st. It's 24 degrees outside. Just done a temperature reading. Temperature check. So yes, 24 degrees outside here. I just done a temperature check in London as well. It's 2 degrees. So 22 degrees difference. Everyone else is asleep, including the dogs. But I can hear the chickens are waking up. So I've got to go and feed them first. Shh. Rufus. Carabao's going by. A few clouds in the air. Good morning. Good morning, puppies. Good morning, you. You little... There's the other ones there. Yeah, just wait for me now. Yeah, coming in a minute. Coming in a minute. Okay. Okay. Coffee, mummy. Come on. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. No, no, no. No, Izzy. Just gone 7 a.m. now, so Mikey will be leaving for school in about 10 minutes, and I've got a lesson at 8:45. No early lessons this morning, but done all the chores, walked the dogs, fed the chickens. Somebody asked me the other day, is Philippines is a romantic country? Actually, no, I don't regard the Philippines as a romantic country. Not like Africa. I mean, for those of you who have been to Africa and can appreciate African savanna and African sunsets and African sunrises and the sounds, the sea, Africa, there's a lot of romance in Africa. Yeah, there's a lot of problems as well, but I'm just giving a feel of the scenery. You can find solitude in Africa. You can find total peace, in my view. Having been and lived in Africa for a long time, and also having travelled into other countries in Africa, Botswana, Zambia, Namibia, Kenya. Yeah, I accept the fact there are countries in Africa which you wouldn't want to visit, but generally I think Africa is a romance about our Philippines. No, I think it reminds me of Africa. Everything's noisy here, but it's not. No, I don't regard it as a romantic country. It is a country where you can, I guess, come and fall in love with someone in it. So it's easy to fall in love here. I wouldn't say fall in love with the country, I say fall in love with individuals, but fall out of love just as easy as you can fall in love, if you know what I mean. So it doesn't have that romance that a country like Africa has. Even Brazil's there's a romance about Brazil as well. If you go into the Amazon, you go into the south as well. Don't get me wrong, I like the Philippines. I think it's a great country, got some beautiful elements of scenery with it. Yeah, I mean, it's a much rather be here than in Europe or North America, by a long way. By a long way. It's got a lot of beauty here in the Philippines, which gets overlooked quite a bit, actually. The islands are incredibly good. I guess the disappointing part about the Philippines for me is lots of noise. That's man-made noise, whether it's loud motorbikes everywhere, dogs, cockerels, and just for the size of the islands as a whole, a lot of people, therefore a lot of noise, a lot of pollution. Which there are areas in Africa which you get that as well, in the townships and on the edge of cities and inner cities as well. But when you get out into the rural countryside, you lose all that. You get out and you lose it all. Whereas here you can be in a beauty spot with a resort, and the next door to the beauty spot you can have an open rubbish dump. The two plus things about the Philippines are obviously the people, extremely friendly, and extremely helpful in terms of welcoming each other and us, and very friendly. And yes, the fantastic 7,500 islands that do exist here. That's great. I think that's fantastic. What I guess I don't like so much about the Philippines is too many Western things, that like shopping malls, too many, and too much desire to be Westernized here. You see, I don't like that myself. I think the Philippines in its natural, native state is fantastic. I mean, that's why I'm building a bamboo house and wooden house. That's what I love. So to me, too many home comforts are not from Western society. It's not really what I'm looking for. I know Richie is, so I go with it. But I think that's, to me, is what can disappoint it, and probably when it comes to tourism, foreign tourism, that's what the tourist board should consider when they make resorts here, build resorts here, develop things here. That they maintain a level of native vibe in their locations and how they build places and how they do that, because I think that can make a big difference as well. I'm not saying don't have any Western stuff, of course, but I'm saying promote the country with what the world is going to appreciate and love it for if you want to build your touristy. Getting on to what my channel's all about as a retirement location, I have on the, where I live with Richie and family. I can't, great, fantastic. I wouldn't, that's why I'm living here and not Africa, because this is a home, this is a family, and that's what makes it important. By the way, somebody asked me, isn't it unhealthy me sitting in this position here, up for many hours when I'm having lessons with students? Yeah, well, that's why I don't do it every day. But even when I'm doing it, I mean, I sort of have one of these. I have one in the UK as well. So I'm still getting in my 10,000 steps per day, more in fact, when I'm doing this as well. So it's just something I learned. I also stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, while I'm also having lessons. So it's yeah, you've got to be disciplined to do it. Of course you have, but yeah, I do. So yeah, exercise, sleep, and diet. I try and I eat what I like, really. I mean, I know I don't eat as much. I'm conscious of Filipino food with the fat content and the sugar content and the salt content and etc. So I kind of have mine in a different function, so I'm conscious of it. So I don't eat it all the time, and I do have those blood checks done, every year to see how my glucose levels are going or whatever, other things. I do take atorvastatin, which keeps, which is countering the issues with things like cholesterol and things like that. But I don't so I'm not a fanatic when it comes to only eat health, lettuce and whatever. No, I eat what I like. If I want a hamburger, I'll have one. If I want fish and chips, I'll have it. If I want a pork pie, I'll have it. If I want a beer or two, I'll have it. I'm not what did Warren Buffett said. Warren Buffett, who's in his 90s now, he still has his hamburger every day, McDonald's hamburger every day. And if his share price is going up, it always tells his wife he'll pay the extra and have the extra large one, I think he said. And if it's not going up, if it's like this, he has just the regular. I mean, he's a billionaire, but he still thinks like that in his 90s. He has his Coca-Cola every day as well. So yeah, I think if you stick to your guns and balance your life with the right type of exercise, sleep, and I call sensible diet. I don't say, but you're not going to, if you change your eating habits totally, you're going to have a miserable life, aren't you? Just eating food, diet. Food is the spice of life, as we say. It's part of the enjoyment of life, isn't it? Yeah, you've got the other things around you, elements around you as well, of course. The sounds of things and it's all the things, that senses that you enjoy. Taste is very important. Sight is very important. Smell is very important. Sound is very important. All these senses make us enjoy life in all we can, and that's what's important.